How's it going on, everybody? SMS show. That's right, we've got a very special episode. We're gonna do a quick review on the new, well, it's not that new, Sony FS5. That's right, professional camcorder. If you're a techie, if you're a geek, or if you kind of just like camera equipment, you might want to check this camera out. Right now, it's being sold for $5,700. That's right, it's a pretty penny. So you better be ready to put an investment in. But let me tell you, I think it's definitely worth it. Let me tell you about some of the features and specs. Shoots 24 frame per second in full HD, 30 frame, 60 frame. But hold it, the reason you really want to get this camera, and the reason I bought the camera, is because it shoots super slow-mo, 240 frames per second. Check out some of the video clips of the super slow-mo. Definitely a smooth image, smooth picture, something that I was looking for because I shoot weddings and I shoot events, and that super slow-mo kind of gives you like an up on your production. The price point, the camera's being sold right now for $5,700. That's close to $6,000. But you also need to know this, it only comes with the body for that price. So you're probably thinking, wow, that's a lot of money. But if you're invested in making quality video, let me tell you, that $6,000, well, I say $6,000 because of tax, but that $6,000 is well worth it in this camera. This camera has a lot of punch. Let's get right in. Let me show you, here's what the camera looks like. You can see a lot of your options for shooting. You got your audio controls. You've got some presets. You've got your iris control, ND filter if it's, kind of bright outside, or if you got bright lighting. Also has a full auto button here. You can just hit that and everything just goes to full auto. It's got XLR ports for professional audio. And this is actually kind of cool because this thing actually swivels. You see that? You can kind of so you can hold it whichever way you want. That's actually pretty nifty. Oh, sorry, I didn't need to read. So, like I was mentioning, the camera only comes just with the body if you order it, and you have to special order this camera. They don't have them in a lot of the stores, and you definitely won't find it at Best Buy, and they didn't even have it at Sammy Camera. I had to special order it from Sammy's professional video department in Los Angeles over the phone. You could probably also get it at bnhphoto.com. But this is the lens I ended up picking up for the camera. I bought it for a high-profile shoot that I did with a tech company in Miami. And so the guys over at Sammy Camera, they recommended that I get the 18 to 105 millimeter. And I think it was a good choice because it's got a really good zoom on it. Of course, it goes to 105 millimeter. And, it shoots pretty well in low light if you crank down your iris. So I definitely recommend this lens. But what's also cool about the camera, though, is that you can detach the lens and you can put other lenses on it to give you different cinematic looks. And you might also want to check, certain websites or whatever where you're trying to order the camera, because my camera came with a rebate that gave me the Canon EF Metabones adapter. This is huge because I've been shooting with a DSLR for the last couple years, and I still have some really good glass when it comes to the Canon lenses. And with this Metabones adapter, I'm able to connect this to the FS5 and use any Canon series lens. So that right there in itself is huge because you can use this to produce like a movie. Let me also go ahead and get into some of the specs on that hype. The camera shoots in 35 millimeter, it has a 35 millimeter CMOS sensor. So the clarity, the color, the depth on this camera is amazing. So that's definitely a selling point. 35 millimeter, as far as I know, is that's where the real professional documentarians and video producers, they want that 35 millimeter. So that's huge. So back to some of the features and such. It's got some key things that you want. It's got the HDMI port, SDI out, which was kind of big for me because you can use this camera to do camera switching if you have a multi-camera shoot. So that's something that's pretty cool. And lastly, it uses the small SD cards, which is pretty amazing. And did I forget that the camera shoots in 4K? The list of specs and features on this camera goes on. It's a great camera. If you want to put it side by side with a similar camera, you might want to look at the Canon CF series. I think it's the C series, the C500. And that camera doesn't even shoot super slow-mo, but that camera's not $2,000, but $15,000 for that Canon series camera, which is also a very good camera. But for $6,000, you can get yourself an FS5 plus an extra $700 for the lens, and you are in the video making business, just like that. So that's pretty much all I have. You can subscribe to the channel, check out some of the other videos, let us know what you think. Tell us what you think about the FS5. What'd you think of this review? That's all we have. So catch you in a minute.